If you know any women that have had breast cancer, or perhaps that have had mastectomy, or if you know any women, this discussion is going to be pertinent to pretty much all women, okay? And once we get started, you are going to realize why, okay? So this is a good time to go ahead and share the feed or tag persons in the comments so that we can have more persons join our discussion so that we can impact more people. All right, I am just going to go ahead and share also, and then we are going to begin. Anybody else's Facebook is broke down? My Facebook is like not cooperating. Okay, looks like the internet is not cooperating. Okay. I think I got it shared. Hi, Kara. Thanks for popping in. All right, we are going to get ready to begin. For those of you that may not be familiar with me, I am Dr. Felicia, physiotherapist and certified health coach. All right, I am the proprietor of Adley Physiotherapy over on Mackey Street in the Mackey Street Plaza. It's formerly known as the Meldon Mall, so that's where you can find me and Adderley Physiotherapy. And there I have helped hundreds of patients over the years reach their physiotherapy goals. I certainly hope over the years to be able to help thousands more, because this is only the beginning, right? Now, I've also certified as a health coach, and this is now a wider and broader mission through which I can help genuine open women create true freedom in their lives through better eating and movement habits so that they can enjoy fuller lives and be around longer for their families. Because, of course, that is the goal. We don't want to be out here having premature deaths. We want to be here to enjoy children and grandchildren, and also to be able to not just be here, but living longer, healthier lives. We don't want them to be years that are spent bedridden or not really being able to get out there and enjoy life. You want to be able to do things like travel, run around with your grandkids, have healthy years, not have to be popping pills, not to be ridden and riddled with pain day in and day out. Okay, we want to be able to actually enjoy our lives well into our 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. We want to be in sound mind, right? So that's going to take things like effective stress management techniques. So it all fits in and is tied together. Okay, so let's see a little bit more about me. I graduated from Gannon University in 2012 with a doctorate in physical therapy. Okay, let's see. Just a tiny bit more. I do hold several certifications, and one of them is as a certified lymphedema therapist. Okay. So any information that we do discuss in this broadcast, it is just to be taken as general information. It is not medical advice. I do not know the specifics of anybody's case. If I have not examined you, given you a physical exam, or gotten the particulars, medical history and all of that, I cannot give you any specific advice this evening. It's just general information, just to help and disseminate this information to the masses, because I find that that is very important. A part of the mission of Adderley Physiotherapy is to educate the public on health related matters. If you want to learn more about Adderley Physiotherapy, of course, you can check out the website for the full mission and the vision statement at adderleyphysio.com. You can also get there easily. If you're on Instagram, you can just click the link in the bio and scroll down and click where it says check the website. Okay. So that's just a tiny bit about me and what I do. Of course, there's much, much more. If you're on Instagram, you would have seen the reel that I posted about some of the things that I do not like. If you wanted to know a little bit about more about me on a personal level, definitely get up on the Instagram, because there's a whole lot of information that I put out on Instagram that doesn't get put out on Facebook. So make sure that you go ahead and give me a follow there. Again, the new handle is at I am Dr. Felicia. Okay, and that's how you find me. So always make sure that you are under the care of a licensed healthcare practitioner before you make any changes to your eating regimen or your exercise regimen. Okay. So you always want to be on the safe side. Check with your primary care physician before you make any changes. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pop the topic up here over on Facebook, which is how to get moving after mastectomy. Again, there is still an opportunity if you want to tag any women in your life in the comments, or if you would like to share this broadcast to your page, you can do that also, so that we are able to reach more people, because this information that I'm going to be sharing this evening is very important. So, how to get moving after mastectomy. Let me start off with a few statistics. The statistics are always very eye opening. So, that's why I usually share them with you. So, statistics. It's estimated that the number of new cancer cases in 2022 in the United States will be 1.9 million. 1.9 million people in the US alone will be diagnosed with cancer this year. Okay. So that's why this discussion is important, right? Estimated cancer deaths for this year, 2020, in the US is estimated to be 609,360. Yeah, they have some really good statistical software. Okay. They have it down, down to the number. They didn't just say 610,000 or 600,000, like down to the number. Okay. Let's see, out of the 1.9 million new diagnoses expected this year, 287,850 will be females with breast cancer. That's just the United States. That is not the whole world. Okay, so this is pretty alarming. There is a 1 in 8 chance that a woman will develop breast cancer in her lifetime in the United States. 1 in 8. 1 in 8 is like kind of like a small chance for me. I don't know how that sounds to y'all, but 1 in 8, 1 in 8, not 1 in 800, not 1 in 80, 1 in 8. Okay. All right. So very good opportunity once again. So this is a discussion that is going to, if it has not already affected the women in your life, it could potentially affect them in the future. And I will kind of tie this all together for you as we go further along into this presentation. So make sure that you share this information with whoever are the women or just even the people in your life that you care about, because they need this info. Okay, so breast cancer treatment. It's usually a combination of chemotherapy, surgery, and radiation. It doesn't have to be all three. It could just be like sometimes two of those, depends on the staging, depends on the oncologist and what's the approach that they like to take, and current research, different things. Okay, so let's take a look then, and let's get a little bit deeper into the surgical treatment. That could be through either a lumpectomy, okay, which is just removal of the lump itself or the surrounding tissue. Sentinel lymph node biopsy, which is just like almost like saying staging. So it's just removal of like 1 to 3 lymph nodes, right? That's more so effective when it comes to like diagnosis. Like they just take out a few. Okay. All right. So different types of mastectomy. This is going to be obviously kind of like the basis or the core, the foundation of our discussion this evening. Uh, different types. Mastectomy. If the tumor is bigger than 4 centimeters, then and also if the individual has also had a history of radiation, they would do a mastectomy. Okay. Radical mastectomy, the entire breast, the nipple, the skin, the lymph nodes, and the chest muscle are all removed. So that's the radical mastectomy. Notice the difference? They take a lot more. Okay. A lot more of the tissues are taken out. Third type, simple mastectomy, which is the entire breast, nipple, skin are removed. And another type is modified radical mastectomy. So it's the entire breast, nipple, skin, the lining over the muscles, the pectorals, your chest muscles, and a lymph node dissection. Okay. So I wanted to just kind of drop in here. I thought this was interesting. Some celebrity cancer stories. So celebrity cancer stories. Whenever I hear about breast cancer, for some reason my mind does gravitate towards like Angelina Jolie. And she didn't actually have cancer. And this was back in about 2013. She had a family history of cancer. And on top of that, she found out she was carrying the gene, the BRCA1 gene for cancer. Okay. Which doesn't mean that a person will 100% get breast cancer, but it's an increased likelihood that they would get it. So, with those two pieces of information, Angelina Jolie decided that she would just have a prophylactic double mastectomy. So, she just had both the breasts removed. So if there's no breast tissue, you can't get breast cancer. Okay. So, this was like a big move. And I would say due to her celebrity status got a whole lot of attention. So this is one person that always comes to mind whenever like thinking about breast cancer or having a discussion about breast cancer. And when she did this, it helped to really raise a lot of awareness because this was now quite some time ago, right? This was almost 10 years ago now. But it still really stands out in my mind. If anybody else remembers when this happened, you can go ahead and say, yes, I remember in the comments as well. So another person that was highly publicized when she had breast cancer, Robin Roberts from Good Morning America. Okay, so one of the hosts of Good Morning America. And her treatment that she had surgery, she had 8 rounds of chemo and 6.5 weeks of radiation therapy. So like I mentioned just a few moments ago, not everyone has like to get all 3 of the treatments. Sometimes they may just have 2. The physician may pick out 2 or oncologist may pick out 2 treatments that they believe are going to be the best course of treatment and the best plan to help and treat the patient's cancer. Because of course there is still to date no cure. So all we can do is treat. And of course the treatment, I think most of us know, can be very, very brutal, right? So always very, very, cancer is really something else. It's quite amazing. And cancer is smart, like they say. Okay. So very interesting. So Robin Roberts had 3 different types of treatment, which may speak to, and I didn't come across it today, what stage she may have been at. Because of course, the higher the stage goes, then, the more aggressive usually the treatment would be because it's further along and more progressed. That's why it said early prevention, early detection is best. Okay. Of course, prevention is also best. Okay. That's what we're all about here at Adley Physiotherapy. Prevention is the key. So that's a part of hint, hint, tying this whole thing together, right? So Robin Roberts, she, very publicly like fought cancer, kind of really battled it out on the world stage. And it's always going to be persons like these that are going to really be an inspiration to other persons and also just continue to raise that awareness. And so she came through victorious. And what's so interesting is that her partner, Amber Lane, has now been diagnosed with breast cancer also. So she was diagnosed towards the end of last year, 2021. And so now Not only is Robin Roberts a cancer survivor, she's also now the caregiver for her partner, who is now going through, dealing with breast cancer treatment, side effects, and all of those things. Very interesting. So she would be able to bring quite a lot of clarity and also perspective to now her partner, and I'm sure some much needed support as well. Okay, because family support is very important. Family support is very important, period, end of sentence. Okay. Family support is very important when someone is going through a terminal illness like cancer. Family support is even important when people are going through health coaching, and it increases a person's chances of success in meeting their goals. So always remember that. Okay, so if you can be a support system to someone else that is close to you, do it. Okay, everybody likes to receive support. So remember to be that person that is giving support also. It can mean a world of difference. It could mean the difference between someone living and dying. Okay. So, Betsy Johnson, designer, okay, she found out that she had breast cancer when one of her implants deflated and was removed in 1999. She mentioned in an article that she was always like so apprehensive, or like so she would be so worried about when she was getting a massage that, like, oh my gosh, she's going to pop one of these implants, right? So it ended up happening, and she went to have that removed, and then she found this lump. What's crazy is that if the implant hadn't popped and she hadn't had it removed, would she have found the lump? How long would it have been before she found the lump? So, hey, the Lord works in mysterious ways, okay? But also very interesting, like the power of our thoughts. What we think about, we bring about. So sometimes when we are constantly worrying about something happening, it ends up happening. In this case, it was good that it happened, because then it enabled her to find this lump, and she's still here as a cancer survivor today. And if I'm not mistaken, she was one of the persons that kind of like didn't tell people about her diagnosis right away. Everybody takes it differently. She didn't tell people right away. She was worried about like her business and how people would perceive her, like having this challenge with her health and all of that. And very interesting, there was another celebrity that also said she didn't tell people right away, but she noticed that when she did come out with it, that people treated her differently, that people ignored her or avoided her. She is a musician, and she said that people avoided her. I suppose, people do things like that perhaps when they are uncomfortable, and maybe when they don't know what to say or how to react to a person. But something like that can actually be very hurtful. So it's almost kind of like she felt like, oh yeah, this is why I shouldn't have told anyone. But she did note that people eventually came around. So again, remember that support is important, okay? And also a lesson for all of us, how we treat people is important, okay? So, another example of a celebrity that has battled breast cancer, Christina Applegate. Christina Applegate is the actress from Married with Children. If you remember, the daughter that was kind of like a quote unquote airhead. Okay. Very beautiful, the beautiful blonde daughter. Al's beautiful blonde daughter. Okay, so she was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 36 in 2008. Again, why this discussion is important. Oh, and also that statistic that I gave you earlier for the amount of females with breast cancer that will be diagnosed this year, the 287,850, that was just females under 50. Okay, that wasn't over 50. That didn't include the ones over 50. So very important as we're here and we're thinking, okay, I'm too young. This can't happen to me. It happens to people. Okay. 36 years old, and this was in 2008. And the incidence of cancer generally is increasing, not decreasing. Okay. So she had breast cancer at the age, she was diagnosed at the age of 36. This was back in 2008. And she also had her ovaries and tubes removed in 2017 due to finding out that she had a cousin that was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and that cousin unfortunately passed away. So it's almost like Like it can really become like a fair response as well. Like she's being proactive in a way, but this also says to me, hey, I'm fearful, like I can't let this happen to me again. Like let me get the equipment out of here. If I'm not doing anything with it, let me go ahead and get that equipment out of there. Yes, 36 years old. People younger than that get cancer and pass away from cancer. This is like a serious, and like this is a thing, y'all. This is a thing. Okay. Cynthia Nixon. Cynthia Nixon was Miranda from Sex and the City, the tall redhead. The Now y'all know Miranda. I don't know who, if anybody here watched Sex and the City. Sex and the City was my show in college. Okay, if anybody here watched Sex in the City, you liked Sex in the City, go ahead and let me know who was your favorite character, whether that was Miranda, Samantha, Carrie, or who was my other girl, the really conservative one. I'm at a loss right now. But that is my girl. Let me see. I liked all of them for different reasons, but I would love to hear also if you are familiar with Sex and the City and you had a favorite, one of the friends was your favorite, whether that was Miranda, Carrie, Samantha, Charlotte. Yes, Charlotte. Okay, Charlotte, the conservative girl. Okay. All right. Thank you for that reminder, Kara, because I would have been here like after the stream. Oh, Charlotte. Okay. Yeah, I think was Jessica Chastain may have been Charlotte's. Was that Charlotte's real name? Jessica Chastain. Let me know if I have that right. How can I remember that? Okay. Let's see. So drop in the comments for me who was your favorite. Okay, so Cynthia Nixon was Miranda on Sex and the City, and she had a family history of breast cancer. Oh, Carrie was your favorite. Yeah, Carrie was the lead. We could have a whole discussion just on Sex and the City. Sex and the City was like, and the movies after. Oh, the fashion, the fashion, the fashion. The fashion. Okay, I don't want to go off. Okay, so she had a family history of breast cancer. And interesting again, what stuck out to me about Miranda or Cynthia Nixon was that she watched her mother battle breast cancer at the age of 12 when she was 12 herself. She watched her mother battle breast cancer. And she said this, she had this quote. She was like, yes, I always thought that I would end up with breast cancer. I always thought I would get it. So let's remember that our minds are very powerful. We have to all remind ourselves of that sometimes. So not just, we always say that, oh, there's power in the tongue. We say that a lot, but there's power in the mind too. And as hard as it is to control our tongues, it's even harder to control our thoughts. But we must. Okay? It's work, but we must. We had a discussion about meditation last week. And anybody that didn't catch it, it's still up, I believe, on both Instagram and Facebook if you wanted to go back and catch it. And it is about like really listening to and controlling and being mindful of the breath. There's different types of meditation, but we focused on mindfulness meditation. And controlling our thoughts is really, really, really important. So this is another case where she figured, okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to get cancer because my mother had cancer and she got cancer. What we think about, we bring about, whether that is positive or negative. Remember that. So always speak positivity and try to keep your thoughts positive also. It's not always easy, okay? But we make the effort, right? So she was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2006, and that's Cynthia Nixon. She is someone that really ended up becoming quite the advocate for breast cancer herself, okay? And I do love it when celebrities have a platform. So if you're going to have a platform, use it wisely. That's what I feel. Use it wisely, make a difference, make an impact, do something that is positive in the world and in the earth. That's what I feel we are all here for. Okay. All right. So let's see. This is the last celebrity I'm going to talk about. And Wanda Sykes, the comedian. I don't know if you can kind of get a picture of Wanda Sykes in your mind. But Wanda Sykes, she is really funny, kind of like an irreverent person. I have a joke about comedians when we're done. It's something else that we got to talk about. She was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2011 when she planned on having a breast reduction. So similar to, let's see, Betsy Johnson's story of I just kind of found this lump by accident. Same kind of thing. She was going to have a breast reduction in 2011. Went in to, I guess, do all of her pre-ops, her blood work, and all of that. And lo and behold, lump. Okay. So she ended up finding out that she actually had, well, she had ductal carcinoma in situ, actually, when her test came back. And it wasn't the left breast only, but she was also kind of the Angelina Jolie mindset. And she was like, listen, take the two of those off. I'm not going through with this. I'm not dealing with this. Chop them both off. Okay. And she didn't look back. Okay. So bold move, brave move, strong woman. Okay. Uh, Chop them both off and keep it moving with life. Okay. All right. So before I get back on topic, let me just slightly veer off topic to talk about this Dave Chappelle incident. Anybody heard about this? Anybody is familiar with the Dave Chappelle incident that occurred on stage at like some comedy show? This must have been like, this was within the last few days. And man, ooh, the memes, ooh, the memes. But what had happened was somebody like jumped him and like tackled him on stage, and like his security. This is just because I mentioned the word comedians. This is what has me going off on this slight tangent, but I'm gonna come back in a minute. Okay, Kara says she only heard something happen. So this is what I understand or gather that happened. And based on the little clips that I have seen. He was on stage delivering his, little comedy act or what have you. And somebody just like, as we would say, bum rushed the stage, right? They rushed the stage and like tackled him, right? When his security dealt with that person, like, please, I'm asking y'all to look this up. Look up the footage on Instagram or just Google it. The person's arm, no lie, was on back. The person's arm was backwards and the person was all lumpy. Like, I really need y'all to, like, if you have not seen it, please go and just look that up and check some of the memes, because I had me a good giggle last night, and laughter is good for the soul. Okay. And apparently Chris Rock also jumped up on the stage after and said, like, immediately after it happened, and went, "Was that Will Smith?" Crowd went crazy. But like really, like, the condition of this person, the person was basically like, oh my gosh, Dave Chappelle security is not to be played with. They handled the situation and they understood the assignment. Okay. If you need backup, you want Dave Chappelle security on your team. Okay. So if y'all need a giggle tonight, someone says they beat the crap out of him. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir, Bob, they did. I kid you not. They were putting him in the ambulance and he's on the stretcher. His arm is like this. I was like, ooh, that shoulder needs to be relocated. He's going to need a good physical therapist after that. Okay. All right. All right, back on topic. Just that little slight detour, because if y'all didn't see that, that was jokey, and y'all need to go look that up. Okay, so back on task. So a potential problem after breast cancer treatment could be obviously a reduced ability to use the arm on the same side. You see how my story was still on topic? I hope y'all can appreciate that. Full circle. Okay, and then like basically that means like sometimes up to a year after surgery, a person still hasn't regained their full function. And I'm seeing persons, long after mastectomy, sometimes even reconstruction, and they still can't hook their bra strap. These are functional things. They can't reach their hand to do their hair. So it's like, oh, I gotta wear this wig, or I gotta I gotta keep my hair in XYZ style, because like I can't independently perform these tasks, which would be counted as ADLs, or activities of daily living, is a term that we use in physiotherapy or physical therapy. So that's an issue. Like, imagine if you can't fasten your own bra, you can't reach the back of your head. You're a lady. Issue. Okay? Issue. All right. So, how can cancer rehab help? Cancer rehab is important. Therapy is important, okay, to help and restore function. So, it's just a couple of things that I have put down here. Education on what symptoms to look out for in developing lymphedema. Okay, I encounter far too many people that have lymphedema. Hi, good hair, good body. I encounter far too many people that have lymphedema and basically tell me that it's like, oh, well, where did this come from? This came out of nowhere. This is news to me. I didn't know what to even look out for. I just noticed my arm was swelling up and I went to the doctor. Like, they were like, I had never heard of lymphedema before. So what often happens, in my humble opinion, is that, so I'd be like, okay, well, at the time, probably the main concern was just, getting rid of the cancer and really trying to save your life. And then somehow in the hustle, the whole talk about lymphedema got lost. It just maybe it didn't happen. Maybe it went in one ear and like everything else was too much going on at one time and nobody remembered the details and what to look out for. And then it's like, whoo, I just want to live right now. Understandable. Okay. Right here is where I'm going to just interject that this is why therapy is important. Physiotherapy and physiotherapists are important. This is why I'm here giving out this information, because I feel like a lot of people don't get it. They're not exposed to it. And then, there is a way to minimize your chances of getting lymphedema, but people don't know what they are. So it's an issue. It's kind of like having a little like lost in translation moment. And I really feel like I want to help. Okay, so it's important for people to really be getting the right referrals and to be exposed to the correct information, and also to be connected to the right healthcare professionals that can assist them, people with the correct training, that have this information that could really and truly help others. So really, I'm here to help. I'm willing to help. I want to put out this information in the hopes that I reach somebody and help somebody. And that's what it's really all about. Like, if it had to be like put into a nutshell, like what I do, I help people. Okay, I help people. So very important. It's wise to loop in, other healthcare professionals as a part of the cancer care team, so that it's not dependent upon just the oncologist to disseminate all of the information. They're concerning themselves with getting this cancer out of the person's body. But then there are all of the side effects that the treatment leaves behind. And that's where the therapy comes in also. Okay. So very, very important. Okay. So yeah, this is an important subject. This is important work. And I want to get this information out to as many people as possible. So I know I saw someone say earlier that they shared, and I really and truly appreciate that so, so much. It's not we don't want to just come and keep this information to ourselves. We want to put it out there. Okay. So whenever people share the videos, even after the fact, and send it around, that really, really means something to me, and it means something to the people out there that need this information. Okay, so come to the physical therapist sooner rather than later, and the health coach, right? Okay, so how can cancer rehab help? It can help assist cancer survivors in correct and safe movement and when to make a progression. So knowing when to go to the next stage. I know people always think, well, I could just look that up on Google. Google can't examine you. Google can't give you an individualized treatment plan. Google can't tell you what your deficits are. YouTube neither. Okay, it can't tell you when it's safe for you to do something, when it's safe for you to progress and start to do more, when it's correct for you to do so, as in you've passed this stage and you need to go to the next one. It doesn't do those things. I'm just saying. Okay, appropriate scar management. Get a mastectomy, got a big old scar on your chest. If that scar gets tight, that contributes to loss of motion on the shoulder. Tissues get tight. Scar tissue can bind things down. Okay, you don't want that. Okay, you want you want to regain full use of the shoulder, right? Back to prior level of function. Okay, so we would also, our cancer rehab also helps a person to avoid compensatory strategies and muscles from doing the wrong exercises. So there's right and wrong exercises to do. Okay, after mastectomy, right and wrong exercises. Everything isn't right. The timing is not always right. Sometimes was when people will want to do things. Okay. Also, cancer rehab can help a person be advised to the correct stretches for good posture. Okay. The scar, again, can cause the shoulder to be pulled out of alignment if it's allowed to become very tight. So you need to learn about scar mobility and motility, okay, and be advised in that. You need to also be advised as to the correct stretches to do, keep the shoulder in the correct alignment, okay, and also better results with breast reconstruction. Okay, so if that's something that is a thought, even if it's not immediately after mastectomy, for the future, okay? Can't just leave it there just like that and let the chips fall where they may, let it fall where they may. We don't want to do that. But again, people need to know. People need to know what to do. Okay, and of course, restore full active range of motion to the shoulder as soon as possible. Not 2 years later, you still can't put your hair in a ponytail. It's no good. It's no good. Okay, it's no good. We want a person to be as independent as possible. We want to return to independence, right? Nobody having to hook their bra strap every day forever. How does go? How does that work? How does that work? Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, so that's a little bit. That's just some, y'all. That's some of the things that cancer rehab can assist with. Okay, so if anybody here knows anyone that has had breast cancer, has had mastectomy, any loved one, friend, family member, you can go ahead and you can either send them this broadcast, or you can have them DM me or instant message me on Facebook to find out how to get into my cancer recovery program. It's something that should be done sooner rather than later. These things are not good to wait on. The longer that you wait, the harder it is to rehab it. It's kind of like early detection saves lives, right? Early therapy saves function. Okay, if you want to get back like your full range, you want to get back to quote unquote. This is a very popular goal that people come to therapy with. They want to get back to 100%. You want to get back to 100%? Don't wait 6 months, 9 months, and a year to come and get started, right? The sooner you get started, the sooner you can get back to 100% or as close to that as you possibly can, right? So I've put the information on the screen here on Facebook. Okay, so you can just DM me if you want to find out how to get into my cancer recovery program. Okay. Yes, very true. Someone says here, yes, early detection is vital. All right, so how to get moving after mastectomy. Okay, movement should occur under the supervision of a physical therapist 5 to 7 days post-op. So again, early movement. Okay, preferably a therapist that has some specialized or additional cancer training. It's one thing to be, and this is no diss to anybody, this goes for any profession, because it's one thing to be a jack of all trades, but if you do something like every day or repeatedly over and over, you're going to be really good at that thing. Okay, as opposed to when your focus may be divided and you do several different things. Okay, it's a true and real thing. You get really good at whatever you spend a lot of time doing. Okay, and where you focus your study, your time, your attention. Okay, you get really good at it. Okay, and let's see. This will also be when the person is still in hospital. This will be with the appropriate physician order. So the physician will write the order for the physical therapist to come to the patient's room and to deal with them while they're still in hospital, to start getting them moving, to start educating them. So again, the therapist should be looped in early in the process, okay? Particularly if it's a certified lymphedema therapist on your team, you are winning, okay? You are winning. Okay. So definitely that's really important. Okay. How to get moving? Walking. Walking is really good. What a physical therapist will likely also do when they get to your room, is that they are going to likely get you up and walking. Okay. It's really, really important to walk after surgery to get moving. It helps to reduce complications after surgery, reducing the risk of things like blood clots. Okay. Getting pneumonia. It's important to get up and move, y'all. Movement is important. I know you must have heard me say that 1,000 times over the last year plus of this live stream, but it's still as true today as it was last year when we started, and as it's been for many, many decades. Okay. Walking is important. The weight bearing is important. One of the side effects of cancer treatment can be like the bones are like weaker and more prone to fracture, but it is important when you exercise and when you move, the muscle pulls on the bone, and then that actually helps and strengthen the bone. Okay. So weight bearing is important. Walking also helps to reduce fatigue. So cancer related fatigue, it's one of the negative side effects of cancer treatment. And the walking can be several times a week. Okay, several times a week. Cardio also, in general, very important, but with those rest days in between from the cardio. Uh, Activity and movement should be every day, just different types, so not the same type every day. Stretching, really important, helps to promote flexibility, better range of motion, improves posture, and improves balance. Okay. Strengthening, it helps to improve functional ability. Okay, there is going to be some weakness if you cut into the chest wall. Okay, and then you basically are not using that arm for a while, not in its full capacity, and not fully. Okay, not fully, and you're just not going to be able to like do heavy lifting. So although it will be moving, because hopefully the person will be in therapy, right? Early movement, okay, but it's not going to be at full range, okay. So that is going to eventually have an effect over time, okay. So you want to get moving and get the person back to as close to 100% as they can. Okay, resistance exercises also important, but this needs to be like graded, and it needs to be overseen by a licensed physical therapist, okay, and someone that has some extra training in cancer rehab. Okay, let's see. That is basically the bulk or the crux of my presentation this evening. I've gone a little bit longer than my usual. I do apologize for taking that extra couple minutes of your time this evening. Okay, just a few quick reminders. Concierge physical therapy service or physiotherapy service is still available. I do have a few spots on the schedule for anybody that either themselves needs a in-home physiotherapist, or if the person, or you may have a family member, a loved one, a friend that needs at home therapy because it's difficult for them to come out, just go ahead and again, you can either DM, I am, or even call or WhatsApp. Okay. And I'll get further information from you and then let you know basically how we can proceed. Also, Dance Fit. Dance Fit is coming back up, y'all. Dance Fit is going to be our second class. Dance Fit is in conjunction with Mariana Martinez, choreographer, internationally acclaimed. Uh, Make sure that you don't miss this class. So for me to bring it back full circle for you, in my work as a certified lymphedema therapist, cancer specialist, the whole idea with that, and then the coaching, bringing now the health coaching into the picture. Yes, I can coach cancer survivors, but I am also coaching people that have not had cancer. And if we can work out some of these just poor lifestyle habits, like not exercising regularly, poor eating habits, too much stress in our lives and not having the effective stress management techniques. If we can work some of those things out, we could possibly prevent more persons from even having to go down this road of having cancer. Okay, so that's really how all of this kind of comes full circle and works together, leading healthier lives today so that we can have a healthier, brighter tomorrow. Okay, one free of debilitating disease. Sound familiar, anyone? Okay, and a lot of us, we don't think about it that way. When you're young and you're healthy, you just feel like, hey, you're invincible and nothing bad can ever happen. But hey, people are getting cancer in their 30s. People are getting cancer in their 20s. Before time, it would be people just, maybe 65 and older. Okay, yes, your cancer risk increases, but it doesn't mean you're invincible under 50. Okay, more than 200,000 women are going to be diagnosed with breast cancer this year in the United States. Not cool. Okay, so let's do what we can to keep ourselves as healthy as possible. There is no foolproof or safe proof way or plan to say, okay, if you do this, you're not going to get cancer. It's 100% that you're not going to get it. But I think you owe it to yourself to try. Okay. I owe it to myself to try, and I'm going to. So Dance Fit is to help and keep you move and keep you active, but it's a fun way to do it. Have fun at the same time. Dancing and not even feeling like you're exercising or working. Everybody doesn't like the same kind of exercise. Everybody doesn't want to go to the gym. Everybody is not, disciplined to say, okay, well, I'm going to turn on this YouTube workout and jam out to this for the next half an hour. That's something that's also really important with health coaching, because accountability is really important. Accountability is important in many areas of life, even down to having, like, if you're trying to like get a certification or you're trying to make your way through a self-study program. Self-study can be hard if no one knows that you open up the book today. But if you know you got to jump on that accountability call once a week, and everybody knew your goal last week was to get to the end of chapter 2, you are not trying to show up to the accountability call talking about the dog ate my homework. Okay. All right. So accountability is important. Okay. So coming out to something like a class, being around other like-minded people that want to get healthy. It may not be that you have a certain amount of pounds that you want to lose. That's okay. You may just want to come out and have some fun. Feel free to do so. Next class is May 21st, Saturday, May 21st at 11 a.m. So you've got time. I will make sure that I put the link up so that you can go ahead and start signing up. Bring a friend. It's nice to do stuff. Again, accountability. Bring your accountability partner. Okay. All right. Let's see. Also, you all, I have started a Facebook group. It's Wealthy and Wise on Facebook. Okay. So it's going to be a community for us women where you can join, you can come in, you can pick up good health tips. Pick up your health tips. It's going to be like more interaction with me and interaction with each other. Again, accountability, having that group of like-minded women, supportive women, positivity. We need positivity and light, y'all. Positivity and light. Okay, that's what we need in life. Okay, so the Facebook group is called Wealthy and Wise. Feel free to look it up and go ahead and join. And it's Wealthy, WELLTHY. Wealthy and Wise. Wealthy and Wise. Okay. So if you're on Instagram, you can click the link in the bio and scroll down and just tap join the wealthy community, and you can learn more there. Okay, it'll take you to the page. Go ahead and join. So this is just one of the many, many, many new things that's coming up, y'all. So much new things coming up. It's an exciting time, okay, with Adley Physiotherapy. So much is happening. Lots of things are going to be changing, y'all, over the next couple of months. So be sure that you look out for it. Don't forget, okay, resistance loops are coming. Okay, so that's something to help you get exercise and get fit, get healthy, so that you can continue to move along through your health and wellness journey. Be here for a long time and be dancing for a long time. Okay, you want to be dancing when you're still in your 80s. Okay, got to keep those joints supple now. Okay, Keep those joints, bones, muscles healthy, strong. Okay. Let's see. And I will let you know when the bands are available. So that's another thing that I can always like kind of be keeping you abreast of in the Facebook group as well. Okay, so I believe those are all my additional little announcements that I wanted to make you aware of. I'm excited for what's coming forward from Madly Physiotherapy and from myself. So make sure that you stay connected. If you have not already done so, make sure that you like and follow, subscribe. We are on YouTube also. Also, I am Dr. Felicia on YouTube. I am Dr. Felicia on TikTok. I'm on Pinterest also, pretty much on every major platform. I've also joined Clubhouse. I am Dr. Felicia on Clubhouse as well. All right, if you do not have any additional questions, I am going to get ready to sign off, y'all. I'm getting ready to sign off. I'll give you another moment to see if you have any other questions. Someone says here, good presentation. Thank you very much. I do hope that you learned something, but also enjoyed yourself at the same time, okay? Because we don't want to be out here, we don't want to be out here hitting the snooze button on the presentation. Okay, so I do hope that you did enjoy it this evening. Okay, and all my little extra ad libs and stories as well. Okay, so I'm getting ready to sign off, y'all. I hope that you'll join me again next week for another topic. If I'm not mistaken, we will be talking about the keto diet next week. Okay, so make sure that you stay tuned for that. We're going to keep dissecting these different diets. Keto has been around for a while. So always some new diets popping up and popping off. We're gonna go over it and see if it's good or not. Is it good for you to do? We're gonna find out. Okay. Again, anybody that if you need to reach me, you can always find me on Instagram. Y'all know I be there. I be there. Gotta drink your water, y'all. Gotta stay hydrated. Okay. Summer is coming. Stay hydrated. Okay. Let's see. Oh, someone says that they love the stories. Awesome. I'm glad that you like it. Okay. I'm going to be dissecting these diets. Next week is the keto diet. Okay. So stay tuned for that, y'all. Stay tuned. Thank you for your time this evening. I have held you for almost an hour. Can't believe it. Again, thank you all for your time and attention. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your attention. And this is Dr. Felicia here, signing off, making the world healthier, one woman at a time. Bye.